here is where it hit that line, and it started to establish itself fairly strongly on the 382. Now, it wasn't working on the 382 at that time. As we see, it's wandering around in the gap. But we often have these hints as it's about to change its characteristic movement that allow us to see that it's now moving from a 236 to a 382. It isn't normal for the pound to be working on the 236, not in my experience anyway, and now it appears to have gone back to the 382. And this morning we can see it got established very, very nicely on the edge of that set, and it's moved up through the set. As we would expect, there was a lot of resistance around the top of the set, which is represented by this area here, and on the 90 you can see it here, which is around the top of the 382 set. And this move isn't finished yet. We will go through another 382 set, but it may take a little time because the setup at the bottom of this set is not clean, and the cleaner the setup, the quicker it goes through the set. So we can expect to see some retracements along the way, and it will probably go off the 382 for quite a while before it carries on up to the top of this set up here, and we can expect to see it move up to 1.5325. This is a nice example of a trade. It went up on the 382. As it slowed, it went down onto the 90, and then it retraced on the 90. And remember, the currencies always retrace on a smaller fractal after they've made a big move. It's come down, and then it's dropped down through the gap. You can also trace this as two sets on the 56, and now, not surprisingly, it's kind of stuck here because it's actually on the top of this set. So that's a big barrier on the 1000, which is 1.4852, and so we expect it to get stuck around there before it moves on. Well, as you can see, it's a few days later now, on the 15th, and it has just reached the 5325 on this chart, on the 382, as we expected. And as you remember, right at the beginning of this move, we said it would take a long time to get up there because we knew that the setup at the beginning of the move was very messy. As it happened, we had retracements along the way which were very tradable, but all the time the 382 was really governing this move, and you can see it reached the end of the set there and then retraced onto something smaller, and eventually re-established itself to make this big move up here and hits perfectly that 5325 line that we decided was going to be the place where it was going to go. And just to get confirmation, there you are, the high of 5325. So that's the end of the move. We've seen it hit our line here that we predicted on the 8th of December. It then, as so often happens, bounced up to the purple line on the edge of the set. This is something you could have evaluated as it happened, because, as we know, it often slows down onto the 56. And the other factor involved here is the fact that it was attracted towards this line on the 1000, 5381. It got up to 5379, and so we now know that that is the end of the move because it's hit a barrier on the 1000, it's hit the end of a set on the 382, it's slowed down onto the 56. That's it for now. Now time to reevaluate and see what happens next.